Welcome to another spine-tingling episode of Outlaw Motors. Still working on this 71 Valiant column. It had all the high dollar class features, and I'm going to take apart a couple parts donor columns that I have, and I took them apart, and I got some of the going to replace some of the stuff that's broken on the Valiant column. We're back at the workbench with our steering column issue. We'll see what's going on. I think the problem's in the ignition switch in the column. Went out back to the old parts barn and brought some columns up that I had in storage. A B body one and an A body one. Power steering manual. They're all about the same. But since our green one there in the middle got stowed, they broke the key cylinder lock out of it. So I'm going to get the key cylinder out of one of these, and maybe the switch out of one of these if one of them's got a good switch in it. But before we get started, I'm going to put some beer on ice for later after the video. Now, I already recorded taking apart the Valiant column that was broken, but I lost that video, but I'll be taking these other ones apart. Now, I found that the yellow wire goes right to this courtesy light for the ignition light. That's part of the high price class package. And the little red switch, the two red wires, I think were part of that package too. They go up there to the tumbler cylinder, and that was the key buzzer when you left your key in your ignition. But I'll be taking this thing on apart and taking some of the other ones apart. All right, I hooked up the battery charger to this thing, and I got power going to the big red wire like it would be in the car, and I got 12 volts there. And then on all these other ignition wires, brown, blue, black, there's a weird 0.2, 0.3 volts on all these things. That's kind of odd. Now I'm going to turn the key up. I'm going to turn the key on. Okay, there's accessory. That's right before start. So it should send power back down into the engine bay. There's brown, blue, black, yellow. Nothing. That's just that strange little residual voltage. Now, we need something better, stronger than the key to start it. I think I'll just reach up in there. We're going to start it. There, that's like you're starting. We're going to go, there's your 12 volts on your big heavy red wire. Here's 12 volts on the brown. Here's the blue wire. Still has that 0.2. Black wire, 0.4. So 12 volts going to the starter. When you start it, but nothing else. When you turn that key on to accessory, you should have some voltage going back out to the stuff under the hood. That's quite interesting. Something's wrong in there still. We're going to finish taking this thing apart because we got to replace some stuff. Yeah, we'll take a couple more apart. Got to get that snap ring out of there. There we go. Ta-da. Get this baby out the way. That's your turn signal stuff. Here's the steering wheel position lock. That thing, when you take the key out, that locks into those different positions. This thing just slides off. This ring slides off of here. It's supposed to. There she goes. And there's a roll pin. Okay, this is ought to do. Ta-da. Oh, there's another ring on there. Another snap ring, C-clip type thing. like so. That ought to come off. Amazing. That just makes everything easier to get to. There's the lock. And then I can see the ignition switch under there. On the video that I lost, I had all this, I took all this stuff apart step by step. Here's the little indicator that slips in under there and pokes up. Look at that. There's our, let's see, that's the lock. That ought to do something. Anyway, let's get that ignition switch out of there. All right. Still not sure what could be wrong, other than it's not letting juice back out of it in the accessory or the start position. I think I've seen these online brand new for around 50 bucks. All right, let's get another one out of another column and check it. All right, we're going to take this column apart. Let's put some penetrating oil on it, just a little bit, not a bunch. Take this nut off. Yeah, they're not usually too bad. Then we get the steering wheel puller. Looks pretty straight. Definitely got my money's worth out of this puller over the years. It's tempting to take that stick off there, but leave it on there a minute till you get these 3 retaining ring screws out of it. There, there, and there. Afterwards. Right hand turn, Clyde. And take this one out. Let's see. All right, I'm going to mark this ring which side goes up. That side goes up. Now we'll take that blinker stick off. Always store it like that, trust me. One more. We need to take that big old mounting bracket off. Oh. Evidently I've done this. Oh yeah, when I took it out of the car, I said way early in the video, I've never worked on many of the cars from the early 70s, but I sure have taken a whole bunch of them apart. I got a whole barn full of stuff from them. This is just the plastic wire hider. Couple little screws holding the plastic wire hider on there. Now the blinker switch, emergency flasher switch, the small gauge wire should come up out of there. It has the emergency flasher switch that we need, because the good one's broke. We might be using this baby. Both the cancelers are good. And then next is that snap ring again. We've seen this part. Move it on up there where we can see it. Well, I had it. There she goes. Ta-da. Then we got 3 more big long screws. Holding that big cup on there. I had a whole bunch of old cars in the yard. It looked like Mopar heaven, but my neighbor up the road used to work for the Department of Highways way back during the REAP program, when they were REAP, R-E-A-P. They were cleaning up old cars, and they took old cars by the thousands and crushed them and hauled them off. And he got on to me. He sent me a letter that I had to clean up all my old cars out of the yard. So I got a couple barns and disassembled the cars, put them in the barns, and he was happy after that. Pretty good fella, actually. There's that thing. Oops. Almost forgot. The little, oh, okay, it's all right. Here comes that. That should slide out of there. That should come off of there. The other one did. Of course, it was newer and cleaner. That should come off. Guess we need some more penetrating oil. Yeah, we'll figure this out and be right back. Well, we had to get serious with this thing. Look at this. We had to bring out the big gear puller. Look at that thing. Watch that thing go. Wow. Look at it go. There it goes. Phew. Yeah. Now she's off there. Yep, that emergency flasher switch looks like it's riveted into that harness, so I'm going to be using that because the other one's broke when it got stowed. That should come up out of there somehow. Yeah, we'll get that. We'll get her out of there. We got to get some more stuff loose. There's that ring again. Another one of those rings. There's some dimples in the side of it. I'm getting a hold of those dimples till I can get the screwdriver tip up in there. Okay, there's this thing. We've seen this part. I'll skip ahead. Hold on. Before I do that, that little orange indicator in there. There's a little screw here. Right there. That holds that up on top. Just turn it and she comes out. Okay, we're back where we started with the original column. Got the screws out of here, but this one has the key. It wasn't stowed like our original, so we're going to poke a screwdriver down in this little hole here. There's a pin that holds the key tumbler in. We're going to shove that in, and then we're going to pry that little key cylinder doodad out of there. Look at that. Ta-da. Key cylinder. Our Valiant needs that. Then that switch comes out of there. Well, oh. Three screws. Yeah. All right. Then she comes out of there. But let's test it. We're ready to test this ignition. It was in the off position. We got 12 volts going in. We got, there's that weird residual voltage. Huh, odd. Okay, we're going to check the brown wire. Well, no, wait. We're going to turn it to accessory and then check these wires. Blue, brown, blue, heavy black. Aha. Aha. We have 12 volts on the heavy black wire. We didn't on the other switch. Nothing there. Let's check old orange. Key buzzer shouldn't have anything on it. Key buzzer, nothing. Orange. That should be a light. Nothing. All right. So this one checks out better than the last one. Now we're going to go to, that's off. There's on pre-start. On pre-start, there's big brown, big blue, big black. Nothing there. Now we're going to go to start. That's the start position. Big brown has 12 volts now. Big blue, nothing. Big black, nothing. But big brown wire responds when we hit start. It didn't, the other one didn't do that. This may be the issue. Oh, we better shut the ignition off. Don't want to run down the battery. So now I've decided I'm going to keep these harnesses and switch them out in the column we need. So we're going to just fold this little connector up, slip it through the slot, just like that. Now this other one is all good, except for the key buzzer. I'm going to unscrew it. firmly but gently. Look at that. I can hear the sound right now. That's coming with us. Now, the orange wire is fed through all these holes and up and around here to the back of this thing, and it's riveted on. That baby's not coming out. So I'm going to take it out of here. I'm going to push the orange wire way through. Push it way through. Until I can squeeze the lock pin down out of the way. Well, looks like it is out of the way. It should come back through there. Well, maybe not. Should come all the way out. There it is. And we want to, well, it looks like it's pretty well mashed that down. There's the little keeper. We're going to push the keeper down out of the way. And then pull it back through. Ta-da. We'll deal with that later. And we'll fish the rest of this. Make sure that orange wire isn't wrapped around it. Fish it up through there. Ta-da. Now, instead of putting this all back together first and then testing it, a smart fella would go test it first outside the column. Let's go try that. replaced the ignition switch. The original was getting voltage to it, but there wasn't any voltage coming out of it in some instances. So the one from the demon column seems pretty good. So I replaced it, and now we're going to put some of this stuff back. I'm going to start with the key buzzer switch. Put that in there. With these two little screws. Now this was supposed to be all part of the Valiant Will It Start video, but that thing ran way over. It was just too long, so I thought I'd separate it out into and make this steering column video, because there's a couple fellas on there that take these apart, like in a Fury and some other B body, but no one's done an A body one, so it can't hurt. And I'm gonna do some tech tips and that kind of stuff. But this is all part of the Valiant Will It Start. So when the key, I guess when you take your key, or when your key's in there, I guess, and the motor's not running, I guess it buzzes. I don't know. I've never heard one. All right. Let's prop this thing up. And then we'll put the switch back in there. I'm going to put some grease on there. Not never cease, just bearing grease on that thing. A little bit here and there. Can't hurt. Put that baby up in there. Three 1-inch screws hold that in. I think the fellas I watched do this, they were using an old bent screwdriver, and I think mine has seen its better days too. Nothing like a bent screwdriver to get the job done. Now things are happening. Oh, I better put that retainer thing back on there. Where did it go? I just saw it. These big old funky flat screws. I actually didn't need to take that out. Looking good. All right, those are tightened down. 3 for the ignition, 2 for the little beeper, and the locking thing. And let's see, let's put here's something interesting, the key cylinder and the key. As soon as you put that key in there, that little lever pops down. And then this is what locks it into the sleeve. So we're going to put this all back in. Let me see. Does that thing need any grease? Maybe. Wouldn't hurt to throw someone there. And then put that in there like so. Key shouldn't have to be in it. Oh, there's a big slot that goes in. There we go. Ta-da! There it goes. As soon as you Well, I guess that's as far as she goes. All right. Let's pull that shaft back. We'll put this locking ring back on. This slides on there. The pin. Okay. I think I'm going, last time I pounded it out of there with a hammer. I won't bore you with that. Okay. I will pound that in there and record it. It's not so bad. A little bit of grease so it'll come out easier next time. And then this ring with the little dimples on it. Then the C clip goes there. Now, I suppose when that's in place, I guess it locks in there. It doesn't look right, does it? Yeah, I guess it locks in there. Okay, I was trying to figure out why that isn't going all the way up. Then I realized that the car wasn't in park. I can't tell it's not in park because I don't have the little needle in there. So let's put the little needle in there. Aha! It was in drive. So let's put her up in park. Now, when you take the key out, that thing goes way down and locks into place. Key on, key off. Makes sense now. Now this thing, we'll put a little bit of grease on that baby. On that sleeve. And we're going to put a drop of oil down in those roller bearings. You can kind of see some roller bearings there. Little drop of oil. Change the oil every 100,000 miles on those. Now, we want to put the good turn signal canceller. This one's broke. The emergency flasher switch is broken off of this one. And on this one, it's still good. So we're going to use that one. We'll put a little drop of oil on, well, not yet. Wait till it's in there. So this needs to go through here. And it needs to go through here. It's crowning. There we go. we can pull that shaft back some. That should go on there. Then we got that snap ring. Just like that. And then the courtesy or the key light. You know, we should have tested that. I'll be right back. Okay, I've got a test light hooked up. Let's see what happens. Don't see nothing. Well, let's put a bulb in that. Okay. Any good old car guy is going to have a whole box full of every kind of light bulb imaginable. Even these. Yep, close. Aha. Here we go. Let's see what happens. Alrighty, let's see here. Oh yeah, that one's glazed over. Come on now. Oh yeah, there she goes. Beautiful. That'll make all the difference in the world. Okay, let's keep going. I am going to put a little spot of grease on those three little holes. Those three little screws that hold the two halves together. And then we'll carefully put these babies back together. It's more like that. Pretty close. Getting real close. Oh yeah. All right. And then let's do the little key light. Should go up there somewhere like that. I think there was a little tiny screw for that. Looking real good. And then turn signal horn harness. Pretty obvious which way that goes on there. With the little retainer, we marked which side went up. Then the turn signal canceller with its long screw. Uh-oh, I improperly stored it. Well, it was in short-term storage. You can tell when it's on. Not too tight, just snug. If you tighten that down too much, you can't move the stick. I learned that back in Mopar 201 when I was 18. I got tired of the blinker staying on for 20 miles without me remembering it. Alrighty, whoops, there's that old one. Let's see what else. The wire hider. Those are usually in rough shape. Yeah, this one, the screws will break. It's a little different collar, but close enough. Those are some stubby little screws. Mopar guy will be able to tell you by looking at the screw where it goes on the car. There are so many unique ones. You pull out a random screw out of a bolt bucket, he can tell you where those go. Okay. Wire hider. That's the difference between best of show and concourse right there. Make sure the light bulb is pointing to the key. You don't want it to blind you. Alrighty. We'll put a little bit of oil on that horn blower. Oops, not that much. I went overboard there. That should do it. Not too tight. Now, I'm going to save the steering wheel for last once it's in the car. It's easier to fool with. See you next time.